Hey guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and part 5 of Season 4 of our Force India career mode in the Ice mod. And today we have the Tondela GP, where we'd usually have a good performance from Fernando Alonso, but we're not doing that today. We're going to continue with Sergio Perez, give him a proper chance in qualifying and stuff like that, and see exactly what he's going to be capable of in this car. And yeah, we'll make a decision. We've obviously given Fernando 3 races. We'll give Perez 3 races, and whoever did better over those over that period, we'll give the nod, I think, for the rest of the season. So hopefully you guys are good. I've on the back of recording 2 previous episodes as well. So yeah, forgive us if I haven't implemented any of your suggestions or whatever. We're still running out of money. I think that's what's going to get us. I have applied for the Ferrari job. I don't know if I've even got a hope of getting it, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Might be a nice thing to do to get the Ferrari job, and then leave to whoever takes over at Force India to continue the project here. But yeah, Ferrari would be a nice opportunity. I don't think I'll get it. I think it's a bit of a stretch for us at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, practice. Oops. Clicked off it again. Here we go. Let's get into it. Bum, 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 bum. Not hard tyres, we'll go for that. Good to see qualifying trim actually got 15% this time, but as usual they don't care about getting the soft tyres done. We'll go for that, and yeah, 16.5. What was the original setup like? Very poor, so maybe we need to go 17 and then 27 perhaps. Yeah, go for that, why not? Go for a bit more speed and that, and yeah, we'll get into qualifying with Lewis Hamilton there. Yeah, we'll sort of set that to that, go like that. We need a lot more downforce, unfortunately, on the car, so that means that we'll have to change that back to that, and yeah, that'll be fine for that. So let's get into qualifying then. Tondela GP. I don't think there's going to be any rain today, but you never know. We'll send Perez out first, so we can see exactly what he's capable of. We'll send Hamilton straight out after, and we'll get into it. Yeah, don't really know what to say, to be honest. Totally lost for words. But hopefully we'll have a good qualifying session. Manage to get through both cars through to Q3. That's the idea. Obviously Hamilton started 4th last time out. He won the race from 4th place. It was changeable conditions. I don't think we'd win it in a normal situation, although our pace on the dry tyres were good at the end of the race as well as at the start of the race when we pulled away from Carlos Sainz, which gave us the chance to win the Grand Prix. We were lucky a couple of times on strategy, to be honest with you. You know, we should have probably seen that the rain was coming and upon the intermediates first, but actually staying out on the softs that extra lap did help us out, and Hamilton in an almighty battle at the moment on track. But Perez looking slightly quicker than Hamilton so far, and Perez goes quickest. Hamilton goes slightly quicker, a couple of tenths quicker than Perez on that lap. We are pretty much getting the reliability nailed at this stage of the season, which is good to see. You know, nearly in the 80s and 90s for everything, which is which is good. We are slower than both the Toro Rossos and Vettel on that lap, so I think we are going to need to go out and put in another lap, otherwise we could see one or both cars dropping in Q1. Van Dorn just going slightly slower than us there. So yeah, as you can see, we've actually messed up the thing. So what was it good at? It was good at there. So I think it needs to be in the middle-ish. We'll get that back on top of that. Yeah, maybe once even more downforce, which is a bit of a problem, because we can't give them too much more. Voice crack there. Right, so let's get into it. Might call this episode Tarzan just for that. Yeah, that's fine. That's a fine setup for Mr. Sergio Perez. We'll get them both out there. Hopefully they'll both have clean laps. We could get as high as 7th and 8th, I think, here. We're not going to out-qualify Ricciardo. Red Bull have picked up their act in the last couple of weeks, which is worrying. You know, we were competing with them at the start of the season, but we can't buy any new parts. We're stuck with the parts we have until the end of the season, really. I don't think we're... Unless we get a big sponsor deal in a few races' time, we can't afford to improve the car, so that's a shame. Let's keep an eye on Sergio Perez on his lap. See exactly how he does. We're looking for greens in sectors 1, 2 and 3. What a terrible first sector that is. A second off the pace. Let's go to Hamilton. He's a little bit quicker in sector 1, but overall we are quite slow, which is a little bit concerning. Just a little bit. Yeah, Perez not improving. Hamilton coming through now, and he only stays 13th, so this could be a horrific Grand Prix for us. Ferrucci very close to getting above Perez. What about Fritz? He's next on the list. I guess he could get close. We're assuming that he won't get anywhere close, but he's coming through now. He goes 17th. Palmer now is somebody that could definitely displace us, but he's only 19th. That's a disappointing performance from him. But what is going on here? Why aren't we quick at all? You know, unless everybody's bought some new parts that have just blown our car out of the water. But 13th and 14th and not looking like getting any better is disappointing at this stage. It really is. Right then, take qualifying 2. Going with Hamilton first. I mean, that's a pretty good setup, isn't it? You know, maybe give him a bit more front wing. Maybe that's what he craves. So I'll send him straight out there. Perez could maybe do with a bit more front wing, and yeah, we'll settle for that. I don't think the setups are going to make a 6/10 difference to get us to where we usually are. And plus, I didn't do practice last time out before people say, oh, do practice. A very interesting one. I'm really starting to want the Ferrari job. I think it'll just be a nice way to sort of end the series. Is a couple of seasons of Ferrari, maybe phasing out Kimi Räikkönen, bringing in a new exciting partnership there, or just bring Hamilton and Alonso and try and get them a championship. I mean, we could do. We could easily do that. Means I wouldn't have to change the thumbnail too much. I think you guys would probably come to my house with pitchforks if I did that. But we are doing a lot better here. Oh no, we're not. Doesn't matter. I thought we were doing a lot better, but we're not. Hamilton come through now, and he goes quickest for now. Perez half a second slower. Sainz Jr. 1.5 seconds quicker. Kvyat 0.6 quicker. I mean, how are we meant to compete with this? I don't understand what we've done wrong all of a sudden. Yeah, I think both cars are going to be outside the top 10 for the first time in a long time. I don't actually remember the last time that happened. On pure pace, how are we going to get into this top 10? That's the wrong setup. I mean, that might help if we set a better time. So he actually wants a little bit less front wing, which is something that we can sort. We can talk about. Just try and get this absolutely perfect. Come on then, Hamilton, go and show us what you can do. I know you haven't done it. Oh, 98%. That's good. So there you go, there you have it. Perez is 0.5 slower than Hamilton on a perfect setup. I'm really annoyed actually that we're 13th and 15th. I don't know how that's happened in the space of a Grand Prix from winning it and, you know, a double point score, and we've been scoring points every race this season. We've been 6th and 10th pretty much the whole season. To go to 13th and 15th would be a horrific result. It really would be. Let's keep an eye on... Oh, for goodness sake. Let's keep an eye on Hamilton as we go through this lap. We're expecting to see greens. First sector, green. That's much better from Lewis Hamilton in that first sector. That's more like what we expect from him. And he's coming through the second sector now, looking a lot quicker. What about the third sector? He's coming through the third sector now and goes up to the line. Where's he going to go? He goes 6th. That's much better. Perez, though, down in 14th. Couldn't quite string the lap together. He's out again before Q3. And qualifying-wise, he's certainly not looking as good as Fernando Alonso, which is a surprise. Hamilton, I don't know where he's pulled that lap from. I really don't know. It just hasn't been there all weekend, the pace, and that just shows the class of Lewis Hamilton to come and put a lap in like that. Bottas is going to displace us from 6th though, and he does go 6th, but just quicker than us. So Hamilton showing his ability there, showing that he can drag something out of a car that hasn't got any pace. Perez down in 16th. Bit disappointing, to be honest with you. A little bit disappointing. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I will be back for qualifying 3 in just a second. So here we are, ready for Q3 then. Let's get into it. It's certainly going to be interesting. Perez obviously going out in Q2 is a bit of a disappointment. It brings a bit of a dampener on the weekend. Let's see if Hamilton can repeat that immense lap that he pulled out at the last in the last session at the last second as well. Sedan Bottas using old sets of tyres, so that at least gives us a couple of places, I think. It's whether Hamilton can pull that off again. That was just immense what he pulled off there. It was very, very much a performance of a champion. It was just incredible. I still can't believe he did it. I never thought we'd be in Q3. I don't know if that's ever happened. Have we had both cars out before Q3 before in this series? I'm really not sure on that. You guys will have to let us know. Unless it was in the wet. I think maybe we've done that once. But Hamilton, not the best first sector. So we'll just have to see how he does, but he's coming through now. Hamilton up to the line, and he does go quickest for the moment. But he is a second slower than Sainz. Vettel goes quicker than us. Ricciardo goes second. Bottas will obviously go a bit slower on those old softs. Senna will as well. What about Raikkonen? Where's he gonna go into this? Raikkonen. Well, Hulkenberg's gone slower than us. Raikkonen goes second. Bottas and Senna bringing up the rest of the top 10. So, was that lap as quick? No. We'll just do that to see if he can pull it off. That's why I think it was a superhuman effort from Hamilton in that lap. I don't know where he pulled it from. He just hooked everything up. And we'll hopefully see him do it again right now. That is the plan. To get Hamilton to 6th. I don't think we're going to get to 5th. You know, that's too much time to make up. But we can beat Vettel. We have beaten Vettel this season. And it'll be good to do it again. So Hamilton's got his tyres in the perfect range. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe that is the secret. I don't think he's going to be fighting the Red Bull up ahead, but he could well be. You never ever know. He's got Williams behind him. Oh dear, he's so slow in the first sector. So slow. Oh, just bring him in. It's depressing. Never mind. Never mind. That's the end of that session, though. A maximum of 7th place. I guess we'll watch Nico Hulkenberg for the rest of the session because he's the guy that can displace us. He's putting a good 1st and 2nd sector. I think he is going to go above us here. Here he comes around the final corner. Nico Hulkenberg coming up to the line, and he does go 7th. Disappointing. I don't think Senna and Bottas are going to get anywhere near. But it just shows what a lap it was in Q2 from Lewis Hamilton to get into this session. The only reason we finish 8th is because Senna and Bottas had the old tyres in. And weirdly, Bottas a lot slower than Senna, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Sainz Jr. on pole position once again, though, which is good for him. In that Mercedes, Ricciardo down in 5th, but look how close the top 5 are. Red Bull have definitely upgraded that car and made it a 6-way battle at the top now. But yeah, Sainz Jr. on pole, which is good for him, and hopefully we'll be able to do something in the race, something a little bit different. I don't think there's going to be any rain. It doesn't look like it, so race trim soft tyres for Lewis, and we'll start Sergio Perez on the hard tyres. Why not? We'll see what happens. They've both got perfect setups, so I need to actually go into the tyre choice and select hard tyre for Sergio Perez this time round, and we'll get into the Grand Prix. Can Perez take it long enough? That is the question. We'll put them both on auto, ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go. Hamilton off to a good initial start, and he's made up a couple of positions from his grid slot, and our race pace generally is better than our qualifying pace, and we've already made it up to 5th place above the McLaren of Vettel. We're now having a look at Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. How's our straight line speed compared to the Red Bull? It's looking good as we go up towards the inside of Max Verstappen. It's side by side as they go through that turn. Hamilton's still in 5th, but he makes the move for 4th place. Hamilton up to 4th now, and we'll keep going on these settings and see if we can build a bit of a gap to Max Verstappen on this first lap, and then move down to medium. That is the plan. So we have got that little bit of a gap now. I don't think we're going to quite have enough to catch up to Carlos Sainz Jr. So we'll go medium now with Lewis Hamilton and move that up. Perez down at the rear of the field, but on a totally different strategy. But I don't know why. Oh, Hamilton's past Sainz. What happened there? Hamilton was past Sainz, but now he's not. I don't quite know what happened, but we'll keep an eye on this little battle as we go through the race. Perez down at the back. That's disappointing, because there's a lot of hard tyre runners ahead of him that he probably started ahead of. So yeah, not a good start for Perez, but hopefully he can make it up by not making a pit stop. So Hamilton currently in 4th, looking good. Do we bring him in this lap? That's a question. I think we will actually, and we'll bring him in onto the medium tyres, because we haven't got any new soft tyres. So we'll bring him in onto the mediums. His parts are looking fine. As I said, the reliability is pretty much cracked now. So we'll bring Hamilton in this lap. We'll attack into the pits, and then when we're in, we'll go low. Inspiration of Toby Jones there. And we are away in, well, 20th position, but we should be able to make our way through the field, hopefully, and make a little bit on these new tyres. So Perez just ahead. We will tell him to allow Lewis Hamilton through, allow him to pass, and then hopefully Hamilton can get on with his race, which is good. So let's keep an eye on Lewis Hamilton and see what his progress is like. Ricciardo and Bottas have come into the pits, put on the hard tyres. Hamilton obviously on the mediums, so he's got a bit of an advantage there. It's not looking like weather is going to affect this race in any way. So hopefully Perez can stick with Hamilton for the rest of this Grand Prix, stay on those hard tyres, and manage to go the whole race distance. Hamilton now makes the move on Palmer for 16th place, or 15th place as it is now, and now moving up past most of the field, although he has got Palmer battling with him, and that is Vettel through, and now there's a Ferrari of Stroll trying to get past him. Palmer's through as well, so it is quite depressing watching Hamilton just drop down the field. But Sainz and Raikkonen leading the way in this Grand Prix. Perez yet again not really impressing. But I said I'd give him 3 races. We'll give him the next one in Cape Town as well. But yeah, he just wasn't good enough in qualifying, and in the race hasn't been brilliant so far either. So yeah, Hamilton 16th place. Tyres are looking okay, but we will move him down to medium for the moment. We might push his engine once he's out of the dirty air of Palmer, who's coming into the pits this lap. So we'll set him on to high engine mode now. We're not too far behind Stroll and Vettel, so they're getting held up by the traffic ahead, which is good to see. I don't know who's in 13th place, but I don't... Well, it's Verstappen, okay. I thought it was like willpower or something. Yeah, Perez really struggling out there. We might bring him in now and set him onto a set of them and see if that improves his race at all. Because he's not going to score any points the way he's going at the moment. Hamilton up to 8th now. Battling with Verstappen. We've got Paganord just ahead, who hasn't made a stop yet. There's a lot of people who haven't made stops that are ahead of us on track. But Hamilton doing a good job in the race so far. Remember, we haven't really got the pace round here. Put in an unbelievable lap in qualifying to get to the position he's in now. Really. 6 laps remaining. Perez is going to push on these soft tyres and see exactly what he can do. Hamilton up to 6th now. He's overtook a couple of drivers apparently. I assume they're just people that came into the pits. Gasly and Paganord still need to pit, which you imagine they will do. Yeah, Paganord coming in this lap. So Hamilton will be up to a net 3rd, but he is getting hounded by the likes of Verstappen, Vettel, Ricciardo's coming up on us. So yeah, we're not expecting... actually, Hamilton's tyres have gone completely off, which is a shame, but means he's going to have to come in. It's probably my fault actually, although he is on medium, so maybe he just goes through tyres a lot quicker than everybody else. So Hamilton going to have to pit again, which is a shame. We'll move him down to medium, try and save some fuel this lap. We'll keep an eye on Perez on his progress up the field, although it's not non-existent really, to be honest with you. Hamilton now lets Verstappen through. Yeah, everybody else is going to be absolutely fine. So here comes Hamilton into the pits. Big shame this. Hamilton not going to finish in the points now. You wouldn't have thought. And he might even finish behind Perez. But hopefully Hamilton can attack these tyres a little bit and get a good performance. Perez is going to have to move down to that. So Hamilton in 17th, Perez in 18th. It's just been a tough weekend really. Really has been a tough weekend. Apparently Hamilton's slowing down Perez. I don't know why that would be, but you know, just struggling to make it past people. It's really annoying. So Hamilton through now, up to 16th place. Can he make any more inroads on this final lap? Some people are in the pits, Vettel in the pits, but he's still come out ahead of us. So I really don't know what's going on here. Don't know why we're so slow all of a sudden. Put a Hamilton on the overtake button for the final lap. See what he can do. Yeah. Perez's tyres have completely gone off. Going back on to push now because he's pretty much used his excess fuel. But only 14th for Hamilton. At the moment, he might even go down to 15th. Perez has dropped to the foot of the field. Really just a poor performance this weekend from the car. You know, I don't think the drivers have been particularly bad. Hamilton coming up to the line, finishes 14th. Yeah, that sucked. That's basically how I feel as well. Perez particularly poor this weekend in qualifying and the race. So yeah, he gets one more go at it, and he certainly needs to perform very well in the next Grand Prix if he's to beat Fernando to a return. But Hamilton 14th, not really good enough. Both cars not up to scratch this weekend. We'll see if we've made any positions. I don't think we will if we haven't. But it is Carlos Sainz Jr. who wins the Grand Prix, and he's going to extend his lead at the top. Hamilton drops to 5th, Alonso drops to 10th, etc. We are 4th in the championship, which after that Grand Prix we would definitely take, to be quite honest with you. Just not good enough. But we'll see if we get the Ferrari job. And yeah, maybe next episode. You never ever know. Shall we see if we do it in this episode, and then I can change the thumbnails and stuff like that. So let's have a look if we get the Ferrari job. I'm not expecting it. Is there anything else to apply for? I mean, the Ferrari job doesn't even look available anymore, so we'll see. We'll do the interview. Who's Hamilton? There we go. So yeah, let's continue on. We've got to do it, guys, haven't we? I know we're leaving Force India, but we've got no money. The performance of the car, after that weekend, I'm depressed. We are accepting the Ferrari job, and in the next episode, we will be back. Brand new thumbnails, brand new drivers, and a brand new challenge. We are now the Ferrari team principal. Where are they in the standings? I assume they're second. Kimi Räikkönen second in the standings. Lance Stroll fourth. We're going to have an almighty battle with the Mercedes this year for both the Constructors and Drivers Championships. I guess we'll stick with these drivers till the end of the season, and then we'll see what happens from there. What an unbelievable end to that episode. Anyway, if you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. It really does mean a lot for me and for the channel, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.